Well, good morning. As you guys can see, look, let me show y'all. This is what these people laid in my driveway, which I'm appreciative, but they said everybody was going to get a dump truck load. This is not a dump truck load. If this is, they need to get their money back. And it's not blended in good. Right here where I'm stepping at now, it's already sinking in because these are where I had those two big holes at, and even right here at the street level. And it wasn't just mine, but look at here. That particular trailer right there, no one lived there. They're buying, but they're no longer there. They're cleaning it out. So they got, seems like more soil or more gravel than we did. And it wasn't just my place that they just put this one little strip. But they did it all the way down to everybody's place. Well, once the cars are moved, you can see just what they did. They did just like a slit. And we still have holes right there. So that's why our cars are parked so far back, because this part was sinking in. Okay, enough with the driveway because it's about to rain. Over here, I have a few little tiny sprouts from the seeds I planted. You could barely see them, I'm pretty sure, on camera. But over here, I really got to make sure I stay up over here because it looked like some weeds are trying to grow back in, or it's just weeds I didn't move out. I have some zinnia sprouts coming in. But you see this box right here? That's my electrical outlet. And I say that because I'm trying to figure out where, don't mind that, I still haven't messed with that. How I'm going to plug up my transfer pump. And my transfer pump, of course, is way in the back. Look at where their electrical box, this is their backyard, back part of their trailer. It's right there at the back door. Why mine couldn't be at the back door? Okay. So, as you can see, my water tote is way back here. Mind you, that wasn't a thought when I put my water thing back here anyway. Just trying to make sure it was out the way, it wasn't exposed, it wasn't debeautifying the street, which you can't do that. Anyway, so over here I have some of my stuff that I'm gonna get ready to use once the rain stops. It's drizzling. It's supposed to be gone around closer to 3 o'clock, which is a great thing. Those peas are just every day. They're coming up every day. My bean seeds are starting to sprout, which is a great thing. Little green dots. Even in the red trough. So what I can say is that I'm ready to get things rocking and rolling. My spring break is over. Today is Sunday. I gotta work tomorrow. You guys, if you've been following me long enough, you know Lovelady always end up getting a burst of energy the last day before school start back. So right now my goal is, I do have some more asparagus because I just don't have no hope for the ones in the front. It's to put them in this pool right here. Instead of doing a whole new thing of soil just for the asparagus, this, whatever those little green things is, that's weeds. It's not food. So I'm going to be pulling them. I might have to take the onions. I might take them and place them over there in that bed, or just stick them around in a, I actually might stick them in some of those things there, because, you know, I emptied all them, but I have to clean them out. I'm sorry. Still waiting on that allergies. My hibiscus, like I said, the lonely hibiscus came up. I actually planted 3 going straight across, and that's the only one so far that has showed its face. Now, I bought these off of Etsy, which I don't have an issue with. My first time growing them, So this would be like the third one. I have 2 in the house that's sprouting up, and then this one here. So the rest of these here don't have anything in it. This one here, this tote here, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. If I'm going to keep it, if I'm going to throw it away, because Ansis was living up in here. And I'm thinking, once I move that stick, it's either going to wake them up or they're going to be completely gone, because I put the boric acid and sugar mix up in there. This kale is bouncing so good back from that freeze. This is the best kale outside of the curly kale over here that I have. So the other kale is starting to kind of pop. Well, the collards are starting to come up a little bit. The turnip greens definitely look good. So I don't have to replant any of them. I did do some starts. They're not doing so well right now, which is a first. I don't really have issues with getting my starts started. But that's what's going on right now. And I will bring you back for the gardening when I get started on that. So now let's talk about this second round of vaccination that I got. So guys, I did not put up here the first video that I did for my first round. It is on a second channel that I'm starting. I have not really did a lot with the channel, but if you're interested in seeing that video, go to Busy Being Lovelady, BUSY Being Lovelady, and you can see the videos that I put up on that channel. Like I said, I haven't really did a lot with it. I've been focusing more on this one, just kind of getting that one, I get some things on it, because I do use that particular account when I'm viewing other videos as well, or researching things. So why not put a video or two up there? But anyway, that second round of vaccination, I can tell you, I don't feel any different at this point in time, in exception of like the first time my arm is sore where I got the injection at. And I pray it don't get any worse, because I've heard horror stories. I've seen people not reacting very well with it. So my goal is to not get sick. For those that know, I've already had it, and it was very mild. I'm blessed because I'm a crybaby. I'm already a high-risk patient. Can't take a lot of upper respiratory things. But I've been on the list for a while to get my vaccination. And, you know, my doctor and them keep emailing me and texting me and saying, you know, sign up, sign up, sign up. Because I've always had to get the pneumonia shot and the flu shot to prevent getting severely ill. Now, in the best way possible, I can tell you, is that although they said in the summer I had the flu, it was not a bad case. I'm assuming maybe it was a 24-hour, I don't know. But it came and it went. And that was in June. Come October, I got a small, mild case of the, you know, the virus. And I can say that I'm blessed again, because it was not that bad. Now, to each his own. I'm not promoting anyone to go and get a vaccination. I'm saying know who you are, know what your health risks are. And at this point, you have a 50-50 chance. That's the best thing I can say, because for those that do get a bad case, don't make it. So you have a choice of getting it to try to prevent and lower that 50-50, or not get it and get the worst case of the 50-50. So anyway, so far my only side effects has been a sore arm. I know it reacts differently on different people, so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying my experience so far, and all I can do is just hope for the best. It's the same thing, I guess, if you get the virus, but when you know that it can be worse without getting some kind of preventative measure, we all, majority of us grew up getting vaccinated. Now, I'm not saying the new wave people. I'm saying when we were smaller, our parents got us vaccinated. And just like with any vaccination, there's always a risk of catching it. It's just how severe you're going to catch it. So, anyway, I'm not promoting. I'm going to leave that topic alone. I just wanted to let you know my experience. Now, back to the gardening. So, do you see that triangle over there? That's where I'm going to also put my moonflowers. And I'm going to actually put some cardboard up in there and put set a pot in there. I'm not going to plant them in the ground because if I have to move it due to weeds or anything like that, I want to. And the moonflowers are annual. They're not perennial. And they really supposed to spread out pretty good. So I have 3 of them that's going to be in a pot. And my goal is for them to vine. So I have to decide if I'm going to put a trellis right there so they can go around the trellis. Or I'm going to put a wall trellis where they can maybe go that way. And it'll cover that window. So I'm just really, really debating. Should I put a trellis or should I put the little cord like trellis up there? And that's the window my husband do use to get light. So I don't know if I want to do that. But I think that the moonflower will look really nice right there. To give the trailer a better look. One day we're going to paint it. Over here, once we uproot everything over here, I'm most likely going to put flowers on this side because whatever it is, this side here, those weeds grew worse than those weeds. Maybe because of the sun. I don't know. Maybe this one here was better fertilized. I don't know. I just know I broke my back when I first initially started this bed. And I did put the asparagus over here. And as of right now, I haven't seen no asparagus growing. Maybe because the weeds choked them out. Or maybe I just don't know what the heck I'm looking at. So, I'm going to just go ahead on and pull all of this up. Take a loss for the asparagus. If by chance we find the crowns, maybe I will take 1 or 2. Cause I think I had like 5 or 10 or something like that. I would take them, soak them, and see what happens. This particular asparagus, I'm going to plant this one. And this one here keeps, I actually see, look like an asparagus there. Now these asparagus here, I know they probably root bound because they've been in there since I started gardening, which has been 2 years, almost 3 years now. And it's time for me to find it a permanent home. So, with that being said, now remember I talked about where do I want to plant in that pool. So remember I said in that pool that already have soil, that's where I most likely would probably put the new asparagus and maybe give it its own pool. I don't know yet. Well, that it'll have its own pool if I put it right here. With that being said, I'm going to be making something that the pools can actually sit on and not be solely on the ground, because I feel like it just takes up too much space on the ground. Bring them up high and put them where they're easily accessed. Something like a table setting, almost something like that, but wide enough that these pools can sit on, and I really don't have to bend super far down to go into them, but whereas it's not taking up too much space. So I thought about this area, but remember, this is where my husband got into them ants, and I really need to get those ants treated before I start sitting anything else over there. I need to tighten up this trellis here that I created for You see, I have things over here. I don't know. Now, those look, now, just looking at the leaves, the sprouts, they look similar right now to what could be spinach. I don't remember planting spinach over there. As well as these here actually looks like zinnias. And I remember this bed had tons of zinnias popping up. So that's why I have not planted zinnias yet, and it's starting to rain again. So that's why I have not got started with the yard work. I brought my seedlings out so they can get some of this rainwater. They have to get used to what's going to be happening, and my basil was starting to dry out. I keep missing them, and look like 2 basils I'm going to have to restart, which is okay. Hopefully you can see that my petunias are protruding through. They're coming through. And I'm waiting on my roses to keep. Well, I don't expect for them to be. They're not going to be nowhere near ready this year, period, to even think about doing anything. It's going to take them definitely 2 more years at least, counting with this year. So at least 3 years before they even start looking anywhere near what my baby is I bought. So I've really been looking for like 3 more of those, only because I really it's a certain color that I want. And like I said in my last video, now that I'm actually kind of gardening and thinking about flowers, I've always wanted some beautiful roses. Just for aesthetic, not because I just have a lot of things to do with it, but as well because that's my mom's name. And I keep trying to get her roses as well. And yeah, I think she'll like that color. But my potatoes are ready to be, it's time for me to cover them up some more. Let me turn around and show you. So it's starting to come through. That is the rose, not the rose, the potato flower. So I got to go ahead and get that covered up hopefully today. I'm always working with the time. I never do anything really quick. A lot of the times it's because it's just me. And we know that it's not simple. We're just getting things done all the time because we're working against the weather. We're working against the daylight time and against your work schedule, against your life schedule. So hopefully, I'm just always hoping that in the near future, that this is something that I won't have to do so much. And that's a lot of it because I'm always building projects and I'm still early into my garden year. I think I started like right before the summer of 2019. So I'm still new at learning how to do certain things. But I'm also new as well as building what I want. So it seemed like sometimes I'm all over the places because my mind is kind of like, as you learn things, you're like, oh, wow, okay, I need to do this. I need to create this kind of space. I need to, do that. And it's space for me, not because it's something for someone else. It's things I think that will work good for me. So, I don't, how you said, I have my little helpers, as well as they're learning to garden as well as help me, but I don't really have a lot of muscle, and it makes a difference if you got the muscle, and the manpower. Oh yeah, a lot of things can get done really, really quick, but that's not the case here. And then I'm really not, I don't want to say private, but as far as what kind of guests and people is coming on to my space. So yeah, with that being said, sometimes you take a slow win versus a fast win, or possible fast loss. You don't know what anybody's intentions is, and right now mine is just to create it. Finding remember when we was younger, for those that can recall and had this experience. Remember when we was younger and our grandmother or parents needed certain things done. First of all, we had chores. It wasn't like an option that you could choose, yes, I want to do it, no, I didn't want to do it. But we grew up with, how you say, good work ethics. We knew that the yard needed to be cut on this day, on that day. We knew the trash needed to be put out. It was just no question. When you go to grandma's house, if something needs to be done, you step up and you do it, or if she asks you to do something, you do it. It wasn't no, am I getting allowance? Can I go do this after that? We didn't have video games. We didn't have a lot of that when we was growing up. So chores, it was like, it was a must. Well, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to take this story on the inside. Well, I came in the house because it started to rain, which hopefully within the next hour it have been past us by then. But as I come in and I look in my little room, it is so much that still needs to be done. I'm really trying to get everything garden related, as much garden related stuff out of this room. It's still going to be my little garden space room inside, but I have so many things that I still need to do to clear it up once again. I know you guys see my little wheel back here. I'm still going to use that, but I have to put that on hold while I get some things together for the spring, unfortunately. I got buckets. I got amendment stuff. I got things that just still need to be utilized and put outside. I do have some things that's on standby that I will be getting hopefully within the next month, so it can really help me clear this space up a lot better. Now, for those that have seen my new little grow tent, I do not like it. For what it's worth, it's okay, but I had to change that whole setup. So I do want to do something better. It's too low. It's a small one. I've never had an inside grow greenhouse. So this is a first for me. And I'm really not kind of feeling it, because I'm used to things being open with my big shelf where I had my grow lights mounted on them. And that could be something that can be coming soon. I don't know right now. My mind is just racing. It's like, yes, it's good, but no, it's not. I'm in a small room. This room is barely a corner of my outside greenhouse area. Actually, I want to say is probably the size of my porch. Maybe slightly bigger, maybe. You can barely get a twin bed in here with a dresser and a nightstand. It is a small room. This is the smallest room in my little mobile home. The other rooms are decent, but they're utilized. So I cannot have all the space in this mobile home because this is our living quarters. But yes, I have so much stuff that I need to get outside. And hopefully the next setup that I do have for starting my seeds and housing some of my ingredients for starting my seeds as well as my beds is in a good space outside where I'm not really doing it on the inside. I do like having the convenience of being able to start them on the inside because it's you can kind of regulate the temperature a lot better. But I really want this room to kind of transform back slightly into a bedroom space. But before I can do that, I have to get the outside where I want it to be. Only thing I know that would be on the inside would definitely be like my seeds, of course. But it's just not enough space to do what I want to do. And as a gardener, you know, your mind goes kaboom. You have all these ideas, you have all these thoughts and plans. And mind you, you know, I'm in a single wide, so I'm not in a double wide. Things are not just super big. But I am, working with the space that I have. But I'm also overcrowding the space as well. And I want to not do that. So, your girl have a lot of work. And it's school is starting back tomorrow, guys. And I honestly feel like I had nothing accomplished. I did designate a few days to do some other outside things away from home, but that's a slow process. Hopefully I can get that under wraps over the next week or two, preferably a couple of days, you know. But it's like I'm really just one person, and some of the things that's need to be done is cause for me to do it myself outside of working. So yeah, but I'm gonna end this particular video with saying it's busy being Lovelady. It really is. And again, check out that channel, Busy Being Lovelady, and you get to see a little bit more of Lovelady outside of gardening. But that particular channel is kind of like a bowl of gumbo. You might get a little everything, probably less gardening versus talking or just the day in the life of Lovelady, what I do, and why I'm not always having a lot of time to just dedicate straight to the garden, because I do have what you call a life. And even though gardening is my life, it's not the only thing that I do. So check out Busy Being Lovelady, and you get to kind of see a little bit more of what I do outside of gardening. Have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Share the video. And do not forget to hit the notification bell so you can always know when Lovelady is putting out a new video.